let us discuss the question. How are things looking for the Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud at this point? So I've got Fishtail, Bubble, and Schnazola. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make the Baba Ganoush. We're going to make the Baba Ganoush. All right, so first of all, I don't want to hear the he's young. I don't want to hear that. So if you're planning on sending me a message on social media, he was young, give him a break, or calling up and telling me, well, they had the offensive line, they got some issues on that, or the injuries, or the Seattle's just so good with their defense. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I want to hear it. Now, I did a monologue before the NFL season started, and I got a lot of crap for it because people in Houston are mostly wimps, and they got very offended that I dared point out that this was a player that was not going the right, his career was not going the right direction. They had a bad year last year, C.J. Stroud. And I mentioned something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing here, that it was a crossroads situation for C.J. Stroud. And when you're in the industrial complex of the hot take, you've got to take the fire, right? I mean, there's a lot of low information fans, a lot of morons that are fanboys, and they don't understand reality, right? It's one of the cool advantages you have when you don't approach things that way. And so dumb people are like, oh my God, what are you talking about, C.J. Stroud? He's so great. Oh my God. I'm not getting as many of those messages right now. I wonder why, right? Boo-hoo-hoo. You drafted the guy to be the dude, to be the man. That's where you drafted him, and he looked good early on in his NFL career. They thought they had found their unicorn. Right now, they found a donkey with a fake horn on its nose. That's it, right there. Boom. All right, and supposed to be the guy who lifts, the tide lifts all boats, the great quarterback lifts all players around him, and he was going to lift this franchise out of mediocrity, the Texans. And not the guy that is like the ox in the ditch, right? Stuck in the mud. Now, if this was a fishtail, let's just assume C.J. Stroud's career was a fishtail. If C.J. was a fish, he would be a flounder. A flounder, just flat, lifeless, down there at the bottom. C.J. Stroud in this game, 23 of 49, 229 yards. He averaged a puke in your mouth, 4.7 yards per pass attempt. He had an interception. He had a touchdown, but the touchdown came in garbage time with a couple of minutes to go in the game. He was sacked 3 times, constantly running around, had no idea how to deal with a pass rush. You'd think he'd learn that by the time he got to the NFL, and was just generally, the word is blah. He was blah. That's the word. That is not the stuff of a franchise quarterback, and this is a major issue. And if this doesn't get better, the Texans are going to have to go to the market and get a quarterback. He's been that bad this year, if you look at his full body work, where the Texans are going to be like, listen, this is back-to-back bad years. And this is no third-year jump or anything like that. This is who this guy is at this point. And so what are we going to do? So certainly doesn't look like a franchise quarterback. It looks like just your standard garden variety game manager, just blah. That's his stuff. And the first 5 drives, you talk about going on the road, trying to set a tone, set an example. First 5 drives, punt, 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 punt. Houston had 15 third down plays. There were 2 of 15 on third down. Houston also got a defensive touchdown, and C.J. Stroud was pressured from the Seattle pass rush throughout the entire night. He was unable to adjust. The soft underbelly was exposed yet again. This is not new. It's just a reminder this is who the ball player is, right? And so Seattle, they got a good defense. It's not an all-time great defense. They have a good defense, the Seahawks. And I know that Nostradamus was shaking his head yes. And so they were able to put some pressure on C.J. Stroud, and he never adjusted, which I think is the job description that you have to adjust, that you're just not going to have everything's going to go great for you. They're not going to keep giving you clean pockets and training wheels and just short passes, and at some point you're going to have to open things up. That's life in the NFL. And as for the Nico Collins injury and all the other various excuses, C.J. Stroud sucked before Nico Collins left the game. And that's life in the league, cupcake. That's how it goes. And so you make it work. You find a way. The elite guys, they rise above it. And he looks like a guy. He really looked like this for a while. It's kind of along for the ride. He's not a bus driver. He's a bus rider. He's like in the back of Roberto's bus. He's just kind of in the back there. And so it was a gloomy night. The Texans are 2-4. You are what your record says you are, and they are not good.